So there have been many a time that I've gone online and seen original artwork of Gundams, and I've always thought, man, that thing looks really awesome and it'd be nice to see it as a model, but it's never going to happen. Well, I guess third-party companies are going to prove me wrong, because here's one in the flesh, or the plastic. This is based off of, well, it's called the 100 Edge. That's what it's called. And it's based off of a line of artwork of original Gundams that transform into like animals, insects, and I think dinosaurs too. And this is kind of, I guess, like their R72 sort of. Like the artwork, it's not going to be the same. I don't think they wanted to make it the same, but you get the vibe, you get the gist of it, and it looks great. Like it's supposed to be, I think, a lion, and I mean, everything is fairly solid aside from a few little parts, and it has decent posability. Like the head can move, the arms, because I mean, it's like the original Beast War Transformers, where the arms turn into the front legs and the legs turn into the back legs of the animal. You just stand them up pretty much, and they did that, but they actually changed things and made it really awesome. Now, the one of the problems is the tail. It is very hinged, but they're all friction, and for some reason, friction parts on this figure that just peg in, and they just come right out, especially on the base. It's really annoying. And also, the front half here, where you have the robot and the animal head, the chest part is tabbed into the two little tabs here, and they friction together. And it's not that tight anymore, mostly in part of the tightness of the arms. It has, I think, lost its friction since I bought it. Like, has it been 2 years now? But the arms are very tight still, and so it kind of moves it, unfortunately. But for the most part, it does its job, and it just looks cool. And the transformation, like I said, it's similar to what you'd expect, but they have changed things. So we can do what would normally be done, straighten up the legs, but then I've seen this in a Transformer too. I don't remember where, but you can take the animal foot and you're going to peg in the robot foot on top. And it's pretty solid standing there, but when you start to move the ankle, you can, if you don't grab it like that, sandwich it, they'll probably untap. Just a heads up. Same thing over here, straighten everything up. Get the two feet together. Another thing, I should have kept a hold. I mean, I have them. I don't in a bucket. Both of the closed fist hands, because those are the ones with the tab holes, so you can tab the animal paw into the hand. Really tight fit. Not super tight, but really good. Trigger for a hand, not so much. So you can do it. You just can't tab them in, and the hinges here are tight. So for now, so it's not a big deal. And then you just have to rotate that extra hinge in the wrist. And they also give you a little flap in the back of the shoulder armor, so you can have it back in animal mode. Gives you a little more posability in the legs. That was probably the tail. It was the tail. I don't even like having that thing on, personally. It's a pain in the butt. Now, the other really cool thing they did here is in the head. Or in the chest, I should say. That chest piece I showed. Once you bring it down, there's like a block, and that's connected to the animal head, and you have to push it back. And once you push it all the way, it locks in place. Now you can kind of see it sticking out. It has locked the torso in two places, so in the chest and the stomach. You can't move it until you pull the robot or the animal head back out. Very, very cool. And another cool thing is with the thighs. They're slid out right now for animal mode, and then you slide them back in for robot mode. And then these, I guess you can call them side skirts, can come out. They're also friction on, and as you can tell, they aren't the best. Friction is not the best on this kit. And then you just gotta get that head around, which can be a little tricky because it is very pointy. You can pull it up a little bit too. And that is your 100 Edge. Pretty long now. He's lanky, tall, and very, very nice. Like, I love the whole color scheme. It really works. I wish there was a little more orange in the lower half. It's just really back here. But looking on the front, he's like, there's nothing. But there's no stickers. All plastic. Very cool. I love the head. It is like 00 Meta Cat. Like the 00 series. I mean, there's a bee. Why not a cat? Because like you got the ears, you got the whiskers in there behind this clear visor, which is reminiscent of the Astray, or the Astrea. Not Astray. Yeah, just a great overall design. And it's not amazing posability, but you gotta wear it counts. And like I said, everything is fairly tight. Like all the joints are tight on mine anyways, so I don't have a problem there. And it does have a rotation in the waist, nothing else, but I don't think it should, considering what it has to do in the chest. I think the waist is enough. Same thing with the thighs. There's no thigh rotation, but doing the sliding gimmick, it's going to be kind of hard to incorporate that in there, but it's still pretty good. And the knees are kind of high up, if you look at it. The very long legs, and you could utilize that joint if you wanted to be a chicken walker or transformer. And the ball joints here, they do come off more than I like. And of course the ankles are up here, so this is all like foot and ankle right here, kind of Cherubim like, but still good. And there is another variant of this, and it has it's kind of like their heavy armor version. It has quite a bit of white armor parts. You'll notice there's little ports on the body here on some areas. Oh, and I forgot the backpack. Get that backpack up there. There's also connection points on here, and I like the fact that the tab here on the backpack go into where the stomach was connected to the body in animal mode, so that's actually a really good connection too. So I like the fact that they utilize that twice. And I guess I could put the tail back on. I don't like the tail, but it completes it sort of. They gave it too many hinges, and they're not even like equal. Like they got like the weird hinges at weird spots. I'm not a big fan of this tail. I think that's how it's supposed to be. Still, I don't like it. I would have preferred maybe if it like looked a little thicker, maybe like a sword. It could be like a whip sword or something. That'd be cool. But I mean, it doesn't have any lacking in terms of melee. You got this really cool sword, the same clear as the visor. I really like the way that looks. And you got the old peg in the hand, which I mean it'll work. I just don't have that one on the suit right now. But you got a clip here that'll tab in. Strangely enough, it goes sideways. A little awkward, but it works. It's not coming off. And you got a combo wombo with this weapon. You got a sword, and you got a gun. I kind of wish, this is nitpicking, this is just me, I wish that the scope was a little higher up and it had a groove in the middle, and then the handle would just go into that groove and fill in the scope. That's what I would have done, but that's nitpicking. It's still really cool. It gives me a, what is it, a Gian sword blaster from the 7 Sword 00. That's the vibe I get. And I can actually pick this one in because I have the trigger finger hand here. And just even got a little bit of shieldage going on. Same smoky gray plastic. I like it has like a frame. It's very cool. Very cool frame. Now for this you're going to have to rotate that wrist gauntlet piece around so you can access another port that's on the kit. Yeah, these ports definitely come in handy in that full armor version, but they work for this. Not a big shield, more like a buckler I guess you could call it, but it looks cool. And like I said, this guy's pretty tall, so I mean compared to your standard RX-72 master grade, yeah, he's got a little bit of height on him. A little bit of height. You could probably have him ride this guy in beast mode if you really wanted to. So I really hope they do more. I don't think they have. Oh, aside from like this version and then the heavier armored version, but nothing else. I want to see some dinos. I want to see some insects. I want a giraffe. I want a rhino. I think it was a rhino was one. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool to see more of these because this thing definitely gets me pumped for something more in the future.